What I want to talk about today is a little more advanced horsemanship than we've been talking about. So I'm going to do some videos here on lead departures and getting your proper leads. How we feel about that is we want our horse to take its leads naturally, and we want our horse to canter off in a very harmonious, very smooth way. We don't want to ride that horse mechanically. And I remember years ago, some of these trainers would come around and say, you got to set your horse up for a canter. You got to do this, and you got to do that, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. And it's like you're mechanically setting your horse up to get the right lead. Where what I like to see is I want that rider to shift his body and request that horse to canter, and that horse very fluently and very softly canters off into a very harmonious cadent canter. So the first thing I want to do is I want to demonstrate to you how you can relate to this without being on a horse's back. So many times people try to discover all this stuff on a horse's back, and it's not always fair to the horse, and it's not fair to you either, because it really complicates things when you're on a horse's back and you're really not sure what to do, okay? So what I want to do, this is a very simple exercise, but people tend to complicate it, okay? So I'm going to walk a circle, say a 10-foot circle, and I'm going to step off with my left foot, and I'm going to look where I'm going, okay? So watch my stick. It's going to follow my left foot. You see how that left foot goes out first, okay? So then I skip. That left foot goes out first, okay? So if I'm walking around here and I'm not even thinking about what I'm doing, I'm going to walk off with my left foot out first. So when you get into advanced riding, you really need to work off the back end of your horse. So we want to bring that back leg in up under him first, but it's hard for me to explain that to people when we first get started. So when I first get started, to make it simple, I'm going to work off the front foot, because that's what everybody's always looking at, is where that front foot is, okay? So now what I'm going to do, and this is what I challenge you to do, I want you to walk that 10-foot circle, but I want you to start out with your right foot first. So do you see how my left side drops and my right foot is in the improper lead? Okay. So when I step off with my right foot to walk that circle, it's a lot more difficult than if I take off with my left foot. So that's the proper lead. And so as you canter along, you've got the right lead. So watch your horses out in the pasture. When he's running along the field and it's at a slope, he's going to pick up the proper lead naturally out there going across that field. He's not even thinking about it. Because if he gets the wrong lead out there in the field, he'll fall. And he knows that. So some of the exercises we're going to work on in the next couple videos are ones that prepare you for a canter departure and prepare you to canter on your proper lead. But try this with your friends and folks there at your barn or wherever, and just try this before you get on a horse, and just kind of try to associate with how he feels on the improper lead. And that's how I recommend we get started.